Now I want to cover the main areas that you'll be using every week while you're taking this course. The very first area is the learning content. This is where all of the assignments and all of the weekly activities are located. When you click on the learning content, you'll come in and you'll see that I have the weeks or each week placed in a folder. So this folder contains all the information and all the activities for week 1 of a 15-week course. You'll also see another link here for the BioSig ID enrollment. If you have not done that, please make sure you get this done very early in the first week. In case you have any problems, it'll give you time to contact our help desk and have those problems straightened out. To get into one last thing, each week I release the next week's information on a Sunday at 11:59. The new week will always be on top of the past week. So on Sunday at 11:59, week 1 will not go away. It'll just drop down in the list, and in between here you'll see week 2 and all its content. So to open a folder, all you need to do is click on the link and it opens that folder. Each one of the weeks has the learning objectives listed. This is what we expect to get out of all the assignments and the work for this week. This happens to be a link. Notice there's a link here. So this is going to leave the learning content area, and it's going to go into the Introduction to Process Control video, which most of you should have watched already. You're all already doing the becoming familiar with Blackboard, and you're already viewing those videos. This is part 2, by the way. This icon with the little thumbtack on it is going to take you to the discussion forums and the discussion areas. The very first week we're going to do a discussion called Introduce Yourself. Please follow the instructions. It tells you when your primary post is due, and that means that's the post that you make, and then you'll need to also respond to other students, and I require that you respond to at least 2 other students every week, and with meaningful comments, not just I agree, not with yes, that's correct, but with something meaningful, something that will add to the class. Normally I will make the discussion forums read only in about 2 weeks, sometimes 3. I'll show you how to get into the discussion area shortly. There's also another assignment here, which is test your email. I communicate to you a lot via email, so I want to make sure everybody's email is working. Here's another link to this Microsoft Office 365. You will need Microsoft Word for this course. The term definitions, a lot of the assignments are done using a macro-enabled Word document. You will need Word in order to do those assignments. So if you don't already have Word, please download and install the Office 365 Office Suite. If you have problems doing that, please contact our help desk. Here is a pretest for week 15, or for the 15-week course. You'll take note that this is the icon that tells you that it's an assessment, it's a test, and you will need your BioSig identification signature to take this. This pretest, I may give you some points for completing it, but it's also really there to give those people who have never done an online test some experience taking an online test, but also it's a good way to test your biosig signature to make sure it's working. Each week there will be a reading assignment area, and it tells you what text the reading assignments are out of. Here we have chapter 1 and the sections, chapter 2 and the sections, unit 1s, and so on and so forth. Here is another folder with a link on it, which means it's going to go to a different place within Blackboard. This happens to be some videos that I'd like you to watch this in the first week to really get you introduced to the whole idea of control. And then this icon with the sheet of paper and a ruler and a pencil, notice another link, is an assignment. And that link is going to go to one of the shortcut links. So each week you'll have a list of activities to do. Now, don't let week 1's activity list overwhelm you. It looks like there's a lot of work in week 1. There really isn't. Most of those activities will take you 10, maybe 15 minutes tops. So don't let the number of them overwhelm you. When you saw the discussions, you can get to this discussion, this introduce yourself discussion, either by clicking on the discussion link right here, or you can get it by clicking on discussions. Now I've got to make a setting change so that you can actually see this discussion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my editor on. My screen's going to change a little because now you're looking at it from my perspective as an instructor. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on Introduce Yourself. When I click on Introduce Yourself, notice there's nothing here. And that's because you're going to need to create a thread to post in the discussion area. If I click on the discussions link, you'll see that there's some instructions here on how to use the discussion board. There is a question and answer section. This will be open all semester. If you have any questions, if you have any comments to make, please post them in there. Either I'll answer them or another student will answer them. I normally will answer questions within 48 hours. And then here is the Introduce Yourself discussion. In order to do that, you're going to have to create a new thread. Just read the instructions. It tells you when everything is due in the discussion area. Let me scroll up to the top. Something that you also have to get used to doing in Blackboard is not using the back button of your browser. Sometimes that's very difficult to get out of the habit of doing. There are breadcrumbs along this edge. Like here's a breadcrumb to the discussion board. As you open topics, these breadcrumbs will grow, and use the breadcrumbs in order to navigate in the course. When you click the back button, you sometimes get a dead screen and you may have to just log back in again. So try to get used to using the breadcrumbs. The other area that you'll want to be interested in is terms and definitions. So when I click on terms and definitions, it brings you, to this screen. There's nothing here right now other than this title. As the course goes on, I will be building a glossary. In other words, terms with their actual definitions. So after I've graded your weekly terms and definitions, I will then post in this terms definition area the actual definitions for the terms that you had to word in your own words. That way, as the semester builds, you will also have an accurate definition of all those terms. Now in this shortcuts menu, you'll see that I'm going to go a little bit of reverse order here. you'll see an area for course documents. When I click on course documents, you'll see that there is an ANSI standard. This is the American National Standards Institute. ISA is the International Society of Automation, and this is for instrumentation, symbols, and identification. If you are taking EMEC 125, which is the process and instrumentation diagrams, PNID, you will have access to this standard through that course also. It's here for your reference. You won't need it till later in this course. There's also a folder here with course PowerPoint. This is an online class. I rarely use PowerPoint. If I click on this folder, however, you'll see that there is one PowerPoint presentation that is about the PNID symbols, and when you play this PowerPoint, it's actually a video that's on YouTube that I have annotated, so I'm actually doing like an online lecture with this. So take note up here on the breadcrumbs, I'm not going to hit the back button to go back. I'm going to use the breadcrumbs to go. I'm in course PowerPoints. I'm going to go back to course documents. And now I'm going to go to the video shortcuts. In the video shortcuts are links to all of the videos that we're using in this course. So there's some optional videos in this folder, and there's the course videos. I'll click on that folder. You'll see here's the introduction video, and as you scroll down, you'll see, you'll see that there are folders set up with either by week or by topic of the videos that we've used throughout the semester. They will always be there. You'll always have access to them. You can watch them as many times as you want. And then one of the most important links under shortcuts is the submit assignments. This is where it's really different than I think some other instructors use it, because there are no assignment links within the learning content. If you click on submit assignments, you'll see that the assignment comes up, and here's week 1's assignment. Each week, I'll show you what's going to happen. Each week, these are not visible to you right now. Each week, a new assignment will appear, and after the due date or when I start grading them, these assignments will go away so that you can't use them anymore. Let me go back out of edit mode so that you're only seeing the first one. In here, you'll see right click and save this file. This is DOCM. That is a Word document which is macro enabled. So please use this document. All you do is click on it and you'll come up with a window to save it someplace, open it within Word, and there will be fields for you to put your answer in. The text will not be editable. You won't be able to edit the text of the document, but there'll be fields for you to type your answers in. I'm just going to cancel this for now. It gives you instructions. Also, pay close attention to how I want the files named. Anytime that you're submitting an assignment to me, I specify how I want it named. So I want it last name, first name, week 1, terms. Notice I use underscores, not spaces. So as an example, if a student by the name of John Process is saving this file, the file name would be process underscore John underscore week 1 underscore terms. The first week or two, you will not lose any points if you misname a file. But as the semester goes on, if the file is not named correctly, you will lose points for not naming it correctly. So get into the habit of looking for how I want the file named. Now, to submit the assignment, just click on the assignment link. you'll see that it's due, in this case, Sunday, August the 26th at 11:59. It's worth 90 points. As you scroll down, it'll give you more instructions. You can get another copy of the document. You can write a submission in here, and you can attach a file. So the file that you download, this one right here, once you have it filled in, save it using the naming sequence, and then say attach files, browse my computer. It'll come up with a dialog box. You can navigate to where you stored the file and attach it. And you scroll down. Once the file is attached, you can add any comments that you'd like, and then you want to click Submit. And that's how you submit an assignment. Once you've submitted the assignment, if you would like to know whether the assignment really got submitted, you're going to want to go to My Grades. Now, I believe if I go to My Grades, it's not going to show me my... Oh, it does. So, when you go to My Grades, for that particular assignment, if you actually did submit it, you will see like a yellow dot with an exclamation point in it. If you see that, yellow or gold, you know that the assignment got submitted, but that I have not looked at it yet. Once I grade it, that will go away and your grade will appear in the grade column. So really that's all there is that I wanted to show you. You can't hurt anything. Explore around all you want in the other areas of Blackboard. Get yourself at home, because this is your classroom. You can't screw anything up. So explore. And good luck in the course. Keep up with the work, and I'll see you in the classroom.